In a landmark development for India, Russia has now made another attractive offer for co-manufacturing of the Sukhoi 57 stealth fighter jets right here in India. Russia's state defense export agency, Rosoboronexport, in collaboration with United Aircraft Corporation, presented a detailed proposal for Sukhoi 57 right after Donald Trump offered the American F35 to the Indian Air Force. Rosoboronexport spokesperson stated, quote, "We propose to localize the production of the 5th generation fighter aircraft in India, and the production at HAL can begin as soon as this year," unquote. Putin had sent his most advanced fighter jet, the Sukhoi 57 Felon, as it made its much-anticipated debut at Aero India 2025, going head-to-head with the American F35 Lightning to grab all the headlines and possibly a mega Indian defense deal. India, the world's largest arms importer, is once again in the market for stealth fighter jets with an aim to modernize its depleting fighter jet squadrons. The new Russian offer includes the export variant of the Su57E and a transfer of technology, allowing India to tailor the stealth aircraft with domestically produced technology. Now, this is something the Americans would never offer. The transfer of technology offer may once again tilt the scales towards Moscow's favor. The spokesperson added, quote, "This isn't just about 5th generation aircraft, it's about empowering India with technological independence, ensuring that India will never face delays in receiving critical components for its aircraft," unquote. The Russians emphasized that the new proposal aligns with Make in India campaign and will strengthen India's self-reliance in defense technology by integrating its own military systems like SR radar, mission computers, and precision-guided munitions. The opportunity can offer long-term benefits, including the ability to upgrade software and systems independently. Any possible domestic manufacturing of the Sukhoi 57E will take place at HAL facility in Nasik, as the Sukhoi 30 NKIs are also manufactured here. But will any purchase of the Sukhoi 57s compromise India's indigenous AMCA stealth fighter project? Well, not quite. In fact, Moscow has also pledged any assistance India may need with its own AMCA's development, India's first indigenous stealth fighter program. Russia is looking to upgrade the Sukhoi 57 as well before delivering them to India, as they wish to replace the existing AL-41 engines with the upgraded AL-51s, a 6th generation turbofan engine manufactured by NPO Saturn. But what benefits do these upgraded engines carry? Also known as flat nozzle engines, these will revamp the Russian fighters by helping them deliver a robust thrust of 107 kN and an afterburner capable of an impressive 176 kN. This enables the Sukhoi 57s to super cruise at Mach 2 or nearly 2,469 km/h, which is much faster than the F-35s. This ability also reduces the jet's visibility in infrared range as it does not need to use afterburners. India faces an immediate need for a few squadrons of stealth fighter jets as its regional adversaries are making rapid progress. China already flies over 200 J-20s, while Pakistan is buying nearly 40 Chinese FC-35s. The new proposal by Russia comes even as External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar met his counterpart Sergei Lavrov in Johannesburg, South Africa. Here the leaders discussed bolstering India-Russia bilateral cooperation as well as the ongoing Ukraine conflict. Jaishankar stated, quote, "Glad to meet FM Sergei Lavrov of Russia this evening in Johannesburg. Reviewed the continued progress of India-Russia bilateral cooperation," unquote. Russia remains India's biggest arms supplier but is facing stiff competition now amid growing India-US military ties. American F-35 offer could see Indian Air Force opt for its very first American fighter jets. The American F-35 comes in 3 variants: F-35A with conventional takeoff and landing, F-35B with short takeoff and vertical landing, and F-35C, which is carrier-based fighter jet. If we consider the F-35A for India, which is the most suitable due to its land-based operational needs, It will have a flyaway cost of approximately $82.5 million per unit. The effective cost per unit will rise to $100 to $110 million if other expenses like training, spare parts and support equipment are also included, placing the total acquisition cost at roughly $12.1 billion. As of 2023, the F-35's operating cost is nearly $33,000 per flight hour when a 40-year life cycle cost is kept in mind. So does operating cost make the Sukhoi 57 a better choice for India? In contrast to the American F-35, the Sukhoi 57 is slightly cheaper with an estimated unit cost of $35 million to $40 million less than that of the American F-35. Sputnik News says the prospective deal is being considered a win-win situation for India, as the Sukhoi 57 is said to have great synergy with other systems like the S-400 air defense system, which India also procured from Russia. In its statement, Rostec asserted, quote, Sukhoi 57 is the only fifth-generation fighter in the world that has proven its effectiveness in countering Western air defense systems in real combat conditions, unquote. Remember, according to several news reports, the Sukhoi 57 stealth fighter has seen action in Ukraine. Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu confirmed that the Sukhoi 57 fired missiles at Ukrainian targets from a distance and went on to praise the aircraft's offensive weaponry usefulness. So Russian Su57 with domestic production or the American F35, which jet should India purchase? India is taking robust steps in the global oil market. The US has now jumped to become India's fifth largest oil supplier in January 2025, with imports rising to 218,000 barrels per day from a record 70,600 barrels per day in December 2024. This comes after India's quest to diversify energy sources amid increasing US sanctions on Russian oil. Although Russia is India's #1 supplier at 1.5 million barrels per day, fresh restrictions on Russian oil producers and tankers are forcing Indian refineries to plan otherwise. India's total oil imports of 5.1 million barrels per day now sees the government wanting to boost energy trade with the United States to $25 billion in 2025, double that of last year's $15 billion. Reports suggest 114 MRFA or multi-role fighter jets project may finally take off this year. The government is inviting offers from aerospace giants such as Lockheed Martin, Boeing, Dassault Aviation, Saab and Rolls-Royce. India's indigenous Tejas NK2 is waiting induction in 2028-29, while the stealthy AMCA may touch the skies by 2030-31. On the engine side, India is negotiating with US, France and the UK. A contract with GE Aerospace for F414 engines is anticipated to be finalized by March 2025, although negotiations on costs are still underway. France's Safran has also provided cutting-edge engine technology, along with Rolls-Royce, which has also offered a completely Indian-owned jet engine design for the AMCA. With several such deals in the offing, the question is, who will fuel India's next-generation fighters? The choice will determine India's air supremacy for decades to come. Qatar is taking a big leap in India, committing a whopping $10 billion investment in strategic sectors such as infrastructure, technology and food security. This was announced following a high-profile visit by Qatar's Emir Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani to New Delhi, his first in 10 years. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hailed the talks as very productive, stressing an effort to widen and diversify commerce between both the nations. Annual trade presently is at $18.7 billion, with Qatar providing almost half of India's LNG imports. The target doubling commerce to $28 billion in the next 5 years. Apart from commerce, both nations are working on a free trade deal and negotiating energy alliances such as conducting trade in local currencies. Leave a comment with your opinion, hit the like button and subscribe to Inconnect News.